Hi everyone, frequency domain image enhancement method. This is in continuation with our previous lecture on frequency domain image enhancement method. As we know that there are two important types of image enhancement methods. They are in spatial domain and frequency domain. In a spatial domain, there is direct manipulation of pixel values, whereas in frequency domain, we know that we apply Fourier transform to the input image as well as the filter function which we want to apply over the image. So in previous lecture, we have discussed about low pass filtering, that how low pass filtering in frequency domain produces smoothing effect in the images, that is digital images. So last that in previous lecture we talked about ideal low pass filter, where till certain cutoff distance the signal is allowed, and after that it is attenuated, it is rather rejected in ideal low pass filter. The next one is Butterworth low pass filter. Butterworth low pass filter. Now in Butterworth low pass filter, see here that this is the transfer function of Butterworth low pass filter, where you know that DUV is the distance from the central pixel, D0 is the cutoff distance which is specified in any filter, and this N is the filter order. This concept was not there in ideal low pass filter. This is the 3D view, and this is the cutoff view, cross-sectional view, where you can see that since we always perform the operation of low pass filtering with respect to center of this view, and whatever we calculate the distance DUV, that is always calculated with respect to center, this center which is here. And if you look at near center, there is a white spot and white color circle is there. What does it indicate? It indicates that this is the area where signal will be passed. Signal will be passed. Now, if you see here, if you switch from white color to black color, there is no direct transition. It's slowly, the transition is taking place slowly. Why? It is because of, in ideal low pass filter, we have exact value of cutoff frequency, sharp value of cutoff frequency. So we know that where is the boundary. After that, the signal will be rejected. Before that, signal will be passed. Here, that does not happen. After cutoff distance, signal gets attenuated. The signal strength will get attenuated. It will not completely be eliminated. That is the difference between ideal low pass and Butterworth low pass, or any practical low pass filter. Butterworth, Gaussian, they are practical low pass filter. So this is the big difference between the cross-sectional view of Butterworth low pass and the ideal low pass filter. And this is the third diagram is the most important diagram which we have to understand. This is the plot of transfer function with respect to versus cutoff distance. Rather distance. Where is the cutoff distance of your filter? Here, D0. Now you see here, there are two parameters which are important in Butterworth. In ideal low pass filter, there was only one term, which was cutoff distance. Now here we have two parameters. One is cutoff distance, and when cutoff distance will change, cutoff distance changes, definitely this transfer function will change. But another important parameter is the role of this filter order n. Can you see here when we are substituting n equal to 1, 2, 3, and 4? If you see it very carefully, if you see n equal to 1, the roll off is very steep. When you go for 2, 3, and 4, this roll off is decreasing. And what we can see or say that when the filter order is increasing, it is going towards its nature is reaching towards ideal low pass filter. See what happens when ideal low pass filter is plotted. This is the plot, right? From here to here, sharp, cutoff plot is there in transfer function. So here it is not there. But when we are increasing cutoff distance, what's happening? We are reaching towards ideal low pass filter characteristic. So Butterworth low pass filter will behave as ideal low pass filter for very large or high value of filter order. Cutoff distance, of course, is an important factor. Cutoff distance will determine how much portion you want to reject or attenuate and how much portion you want to retain. So this transfer function is very important due to two facts. One, the role of cutoff distance. Second, the role of filter order. And this is practical low pass filter, and this was suggested by Butterworth. This slide shows few examples of Butterworth output. For all this, suppose this is the input image. Cutoff distance is 2. The cutoff distance is 2. When you change the, filter order is 2. And when we change the cutoff distance, look at here. When we are changing the cutoff distance, we are getting different output. And almost this happens in ideal LPF also. When we fix the cutoff distance and the cutoff, that filter order, and when the cutoff distance is very low, mostly blur is there. Blur kind of output is obtained. But when we are increasing the cutoff distance with fixed filter order, almost entire content you see here. If we increase 230 means 255 is possibly maximum value. So when we choose 230, almost whole information which is present in the input image is passed. So they are looking similar. But when you go towards lower and lower value of cutoff distance, more blurry the image looks like. This is one interesting diagram that highlights the role of, suppose in all these diagrams, cutoff distance is now fixed. In earlier case, filter order was fixed, cutoff distance was increasing. Now see here what we are doing. Cutoff distance is fixed as 5, and the filter order is increasing. This is the case when n equal to 1, n equal to 2, n equals 5, n equals 20. And look at the responses. See here. Even if you see n equal to 1, 2, 3, and 5 and 20, you see here ripples are there. After main lobe, you know, in terms of the frequency response, spectral response, this main lobe, the peak, is called as main lobe, where the main information is there, original information is there. Where you see there are side lobes, and in these side lobes you have ripples. So those ripples are coming more, it's because of ringing like structures. Ring like structures can be seen in the output when we are increasing the filter order. Now, can you understand one thing? Can we compare this output with the output of ideal low pass filter? The main drawback of ideal low pass filter is ringing effect. The rings appear in the output, ring-like structures appear in the output of ideal low-pass filter. Now, same effect can be seen here when the filter order is higher and higher. Why? Can you again see the frequency response? When we are increasing the filter order, the response is looking like is reaching towards ideal LPF, ideal low pass filter. And we know that ideal low pass filter has important drawback related to ringing effect. And this is why when you see here, when you are increasing the filter order more and more ring-like structures can be seen here or visualized in the output. And this is due to this ripple effect. So this is analysis of Butterworth low pass. When cutoff distance changes with fixed filter order, no problem at all. It's almost as ideal low pass filter output for changing the different cutoff distance. But in Butterworth, there is one more factor called as filter order. When you fix certain cutoff distance, we get certain output. But after fixing the cutoff distance, when we change the filter order, for lower filter order, ringing effect is very less. But when we increase filter order, more ring-like structures are seen in the output, which is called as ringing effect, which is unwanted at all. When you see the image, ring-like structures will appear with the original content of the digital image. So in the Butterworth, we have to choose the filter order in such a manner that, and the cutoff distance in such a manner that the ringing effect is minimum. It's not significant. Next low pass filter is Gaussian low pass filter. We discussed ideal low pass, Butterworth low pass. Next one is Gaussian low pass filter. And this is the expression. Look at here. Exponentially decaying. See the transfer function. The curves are decaying exponentially. E to the power minus d square divided by 2 d0 square, where d0 is cutoff distance, all right, and duv is that distance measure which we are finding with respect to d0. And again, see the cross-sectional view of the filter transfer function. You will find that in the vicinity of center, near center, white spot can be seen, which indicates that this is the area where the signal will be allowed. It means the low frequency signal will be passed and high frequency signal will be attenuated. As I told you, attenuated, because the clear separation between white color and black color is not there. Slowly the white color is fading. Why? Because there is no sharp cutoff frequency. There is no exact, cutoff frequency. So slowly reduces means, see here, therefore there is a roll off. When you see the, the if you, can I use the pen here? I think this is pen. So if I can use the pen here, you know that this is how we get, if you remember, this is how we get the, uh, let me again choose the pointer. Okay, yes. So you can see this red color which I have highlighted. This becomes the response of ideal low pass filter. And again, here also you see here the interesting theory, the interesting concept. What is that interesting thing? This last curve is for cutoff distance 100. Then we are decreasing, decreasing and decreasing. So what's happening? This is for lesser cutoff distance. Obviously, cutoff distance is less means cutoff distance will be here on x-axis. Cutoff distance is more, cutoff distance is increasing. The last curve, the cutoff distance is 100. And if you compare that, which of the curve is more near to the exact curve of ideal low pass filter, you will find that what we can see is an interesting thing, that in case of Butterworth, when we increase the filter order, it behaves as ideal low pass. It will tend to behave as low pass filter, ideal low pass. Whereas in Gaussian, when we increase the cutoff distance, then it tends to behave as ideal low pass filter. Although there is no ringing effect in the output of Gaussian filter. This is an interesting, observation in Gaussian low pass filter. We do not have any ringing effect in Gaussian. So wherever the application where we want a smooth image without any ringing effect, Gaussian is recommended. This is one image where there are 5 more images for different cutoff distances. When you choose cutoff distance 5 and go till 230, the output is 230. This is just like, when you increase the cutoff distance, then you are getting different output, more and more information is passed. When the distance is less, so there was connection problem. We again got connected. So when we change the cutoff distance, more and more information is passed and the signal can be seen here. Output. So next is, these are some, or there is one image where there is original image of size 1028 cross 732. Number of rows you can see more as compared to number of columns. And we apply Gaussian low pass filter with cutoff distance 100. The result for D equal to that 80 and 100 can be seen here, right? When we choose a certain area and then we can consider different values of cutoff distance, you are getting a different output. So the reduction in skin fine lines can be seen when we see here skin fine lines, because more smoothing is taking place. That's the effect in Gaussian low pass. So as I told you that ringing problem is there. So how does ringing, appear? This is the convolution theorem we have already understood in the basic concept. We apply convolution directly in frequency domain. And when we get IFFT, the response looks like this. And due to ripples present after inverse Fourier transform, when there is a ringing, we'll find the response in, and that too with connection problem is there. It's frequently disconnecting. We again got connected. Okay. So you can see here more is the cutoff distance, lesser is the radius, ringing radius, and lesser is the blur. More is the cutoff distance, blur is less, but the ringing radius is also reducing in the what we say as a blurring, that is ringing effect. This is one comparison between frequency domain and the spatial domain. We have already discussed and compared and actually discussed the advantages of frequency domain filtering, where precisely you can choose and certain the cutoff distance, and you can filter your image. And you can see here in spatial domain also, when you see your result in a spatial domain, because result will always be seen in a spatial domain. So due to repulse, frequency domain is the domain where we convert in order to perform certain tasks. But when we see our output finally in spatial domain, and in the spatial domain output, you can see here that is near center, so many ring-like structures can be seen. So in Gaussian filter, softer blurring or utmost, blurring is soft, blurring is very soft, and almost no ringing is there in Gaussian, almost no ringing, and blurring is soft. Blurring in Gaussian low pass filter, here it is 99.11%, here it is slightly less and slightly less. So if blurring is reduced, more is the amount of blurring here, more is, this is the output. You see here, blurring is less. So sometimes blur is a quantity which is to be distinguished, differentiated with smoothing. Next is band pass filter. When we want to allow the image content from certain low frequency content to high frequency content, we can use band pass. So band pass filter, what it will do? Enhances the edges while reducing the noise at the same time. Because band pass may be a combination of low pass and high pass. We still have to discuss high pass. So it's a combination of high pass and low pass, because central, or that middle frequency we have to allow. Very high we have to reject, and very low we have to reject. And when we want to design a band pass filter, we can, multiply the two transfer function of low pass and high pass and frequency domain. So we will discuss the output of band pass filter separately in subsequent lecture. Right? This is the response where you can see that from D0 minus omega by 2 here, D0 is the cutoff distance, and D0 plus omega by 2 is the, area where we are passing the signal. So why we have mentioned here, actually this is the product of low pass and high pass, because see, this is the cutoff distance actually. Now after cutoff distance towards high frequency, certain high frequency, we are actually using high pass filtering concept, and below D0 we are using the concept of low pass. And if you can see this particular transfer function, you find that see here that there are two radius, there are two circles, and see there are lines where the signal will be rejected, and see there is a white color, in the middle there is a radius, there is a circle. So that area will be passed, and again outside this will be rejected. And then let us use pane. See here, this is the area right here, and after this it will be rejected, and see this is the area where the signal will be passed. And this all, the lines, these lines are the lines for rejection. So you can see here that after certain cutoff frequency to certain cutoff frequency, we are if you look at here, this is the area where we are passing the signal. This is the area. and therefore it is band pass filter. So high pass filter. Next one is, because band pass filter is a combination. So let's begin discussing, our discussion on high pass. So in simple language, we can also say that whatever low pass does, the reverse operation the high pass filter will do. Therefore, how can we write the transfer function? We can write as HPF, that is high pass filter transfer function, can be written as 1 minus low pass filter transfer function. Yeah, because see, when low frequency is passed, so high is rejected. When we say low frequency is rejected, so high frequency is passed. So therefore, we can write HP equal to 1 minus HLP, or vice versa. We can also write HLP equals 1 minus HHP. And as we have studied three important filters in low pass category: ideal low pass, Butterworth low pass, and Gaussian low pass. So in the similar manner, high pass filter also has all those three types: ideal high pass, IHPF, Butterworth high pass, BHPF, and Gaussian high pass, GHPF. I'm sorry. See here the response of high pass filter. If you remember, the response of low pass filter was just, the reverse of this. This was also the case. This was also the case. And if you remember, the first one is the response of ideal HPF. Second is the response of Butterworth HPF. And third is the response of Gaussian HPF. Now what you can see in the first diagram, see here, after certain cutoff distance, all high frequency contents are allowed. This is ideal. Ideally, before this D0, everything is rejected. That doesn't happen in practical high pass filter. So all low frequency signals are rejected here. Look at here, and all high frequency content is rejected because it's ideal. And you see the black color. Here it is rejected. That is the low frequency content near central pixel, center of the diagram. And other, you see the white area where everything is that high frequency contents are passed, allowed. If you see the Butterworth, whatever discussion we had about the low pass, almost similar discussion we have. The only difference is the transfer function. It is just reverse of what we obtained in Butterworth low pass. So it slightly, it starts increasing. Once you reach at certain cutoff distance, almost all signals start passing. But before that, slowly, when you go towards low frequency, you see here, whenever you are reaching towards lower and lower frequency, the attenuation is more and more. So when you have low pass, when you have high pass filter, low frequency signals are attenuated. When the filter is practical high pass filter, and this is what is the response of Butterworth. And if you compare these 3D views, they are just reverse views for ideal LPF, Butterworth LPF, and Gaussian LPF respectively. So this is some sample of output where we are getting the output of HPF. You see here, I've already explained you in my previous lecture that edges, actually you see the edges, the boundaries and edges. These are high frequency contents, sharp content. Very sharp contents are your edges, boundaries. So see here, those sharp boundaries and edges are recovered here, You see here clearly the boundaries of the phase. It is because of high frequency contents are passed and low frequency content is eliminated. So wherever you see here, there is a smooth area. You see here, this is the smooth area. So a smooth area is almost suppressed. It is not completely suppressed. There is still something because attenuation takes place, not the complete elimination. See the another image, you see also in this case, the edges and boundaries, sharp transitions can be seen here, and in the input image, it's missing. All right. So the high frequency content is passed, filtered, and low frequency content, see these small thin lines, though it looks like edges, but since because of due lower intensity value, that higher intensity value, and there is no much difference between the neighboring pixels, so that edges and boundaries are not seen properly, so it's not appearing predominantly in the output. See, in the output of high pass filter, the edges, boundaries, and high frequency contents are appearing. They appear in the output, and other content which are low frequency content get attenuated. This is the filter transfer function of ideal high pass. Look at here. It is exactly in the reverse manner what we have discussed in ideal low pass filter. You see here, this is the area where it is rejected, and this is the area when it is passed. If you see the transfer function, D0 is the cutoff distance. If you look at the signal after D0, everything is passed, and below D0, the signal is rejected. It means this is the perfect case of ideal high pass filter, and this is the the response. When DUV is less than or equal to D0, the transfer function magnitude is 0. When it is greater than D0, it is equal to 1. So how do you calculate this distance? We have already discussed in our previous lecture, square root of U square plus V square, assuming that center is at 0, 0. Okay, and if you see this interesting diagram, look at here it is rejected, and this is white spot where the signal is allowed. If we can use any highlighter, we will see here that this is the area you see here. This is the area. All right, this is the area outside that circle. So these are your high frequency area where the signal is passed, and the low frequency component near the center, in the vicinity of the center, that is getting rejected. This is the response of Gaussian high pass, which is, if you remember the response of Gaussian low pass, it was e to the power minus d square by 2d0 square. Now what we have done additionally here, 1 minus. So 1 minus h LPF for Gaussian is equal to HPF Gaussian, where the distance is calculated like this, where we can calculate the distance like this. So, and you see here again the transition, there is a roll off, there is no sudden change, there is no abrupt change, there is no any sharp cutoff distance. The cutoff distance has some value, but beyond and below there is a roll off. There is no abrupt change in the transfer function, and therefore when we go towards high frequency, all high frequency signals are getting passed, getting allowed. When we are reaching towards low frequency side, the signal is getting attenuated. The signal is getting attenuated in the lower frequency side, and it is getting allowed. It's passing towards high frequency side. All right. So let's summarize this lecture. In this lecture, we have continued our discussion on frequency domain filtering. In previous lecture, we have had discussion on ideal low pass filter, and we have had the discussion on frequency domain filtering, where how does Fourier transform significantly play a role in filtering of the image, and that too the output becomes much better from machine's perspective in frequency domain image filtering as compared to spatial domain. And then in this lecture, we have continued our discussion on Butterworth low pass and then Gaussian low pass. We have seen that ideal low pass and Butterworth low pass, they have difficulty of ringing effect, whereas in the Gaussian low pass filter, there is no ring-like structure. Butterworth, we have seen that the cutoff distance is increasing. The filter order is increasing. For more filter order, the filter behaves as ideal low pass filter. So for higher filter order, more ringing structures were also reported, can also be seen. Similarly, in Gaussian low pass filter, There is no ringing effect. Smoothened output we get in Gaussian. And in Gaussian also, when you increase more cutoff distance for fixed, for fixed filter order, you will get the nature towards the behavior towards ideal, low pass filter. Then we discussed about high pass filter. High pass filter's operation is just reverse of inverse to low pass. When in low pass, we say that the signal is smoothened. So signal is sharpened here in case of high pass filter, where in the output of high pass filter, we can see that the boundaries, the edges, and the similar high frequency contents are predominantly, they appear in the output of high pass filter. Then we discussed on the frequency response and the cross sectional view of ideal high pass filter and Gaussian high pass filter. In ideal high pass filter, all low frequency content will be completely eliminated. All high frequency content after the cutoff distance will be completely passed, whereas in Gaussian and Butterworth, there will be roll off. When you reach towards lower frequency from your cutoff distance, then the signal will get attenuated. This will not get completely eliminated, but it will get attenuated. So that's all for today's lecture. Thank you.